Assalamu alaikum. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli waj'al li wathiran min ahli Haruna akhi ushdu bihi azri wa ashriku fi amri kay nusabbihaka kaseera wa nadhkuraka kaseera innaka kunta bina basira. Wa sallallahu ala Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. All right, inshallah, we will continue with the rays, the fruits of belief, and the names of the preserver, the first, the last, the evident, and the inward, just the verse. And we went through 3 definitions last week, which was very beneficial, alhamdulillah, about how to understand the significance of man, his importance in this world. Man being the most comprehensive fruit of the tree of the universe. I mean, these were some of the definitions just were appalling to me. Like, I don't think I've read anything like that in any description of man. In the civilization, it's described as a social animal. But here, more of the human side with the spirit and the body as the means for the education of the spirit. And as you had explained about the first, last, not in the horizontal sense, but in a vertical sense, that was important. And what the Muhammadan reality, peace and blessing be upon him, was incredible also. Yes, so inshallah, looking forward to the further definitions with you, inshallah, because I'm curious about the next one also. I mean, we did discuss about the seed, the supreme sign of the Quran of the universe. And I'm curious about the man being its throne verse, bearing the greatest name. That's, relating it to the throne, which is, I guess, the seat, like every quality of God in everything is his arsh, his throne is seen, manifested in every created being that we see. And man is also, of course, there must be, definitely is the throne of God manifested as well.
In human beings.
Human beings, yes.
The second.
So this is, and he is the throne verse bearing the greatest name. This is right after the supreme sign of the Quran of the universe. And man, he is its throne verse bearing the greatest name.
The Quran carries the Quran in his being, in human beings.
Carries the Quran.
We are human beings, are the supreme sign of the Quran of the universe. But Quran of the universe, again, Nursi, as usual, plays with the word again, but not to make a trick, but to speak concise. Again, how human beings were really the origin of human beings. It means that our existence, what makes us a human being, depends on or originates from Muhammadan reality. We discussed last week in quite a detail, so there's no need to repeat. Now the second definition of human being is the supreme sign of the Quran of the universe, because why the author says Quran, and why the author says the Quran of the universe, so you converts the universe into another language of the Quran, but still the Quran, but one of them is verbal speech, the other one is action-wise speech. And human beings are the sign of it. So we have to see the direct connection between human beings and the Quran. Now, let's define what Quran is. Now, human beings, we are aware that human beings don't need guidance in how are we going to satisfy our animal needs. Why? The animals don't need any guidance. As they are born, they are at work. What? Do we have the same sight? Yeah. As we are born, we are at work, breathing, looking for food, especially security, clothing, bodily security, shelter. So the children, the babies, as soon as they are born, they look for food. Do they need guidance? Do they need anything, guidance to carry on their life? No, they are in it, in their instinct. But there is, in human beings, not only body, but human side. Human side needs what? Teaching. What do we need to teach? To be taught. What do we need to be taught? Body doesn't need. Life doesn't need. Living body doesn't need. It is like animals. Not an insulting word. Living being. Living beings don't need guidance, extra guidance. It's already hardwired in it. How about human side? Does it need guidance? Human side, we are, especially we are nowadays, we are noticing that human side even is not aware worldwide that we need guidance because we are in need of something. Why? Whole education system is based on what? To deny human side. Concentrate on animal side. It is out of concern. People don't know what they need. Generally speaking, isn't that interesting? We don't know what we need. We think we need to satisfy our animal side for guidance. That's what we are learning science. We don't need it. It's automatic. We just, like, as soon as the ants, for example, get out of their nest, what do? Food. Very early morning. Birds, as soon as they wake up, what do they look? Food. Do they need any guidance? No. We don't need any guidance. Without guidance, we automatically look for food. Look for luxury, technology, how to use this universe. So how are we going to say that the human beings are the supreme sign of the Quran of the universe? I mean, which side?
From the guidance.
The guidance side.
Yeah.
We have to take guidance.
But like to say that animals don't need guidance or the body doesn't need guidance, maybe there are two different types of guidance in the sense that an animal or even for us in our bodily needs, like the fact that our body repulses certain foods or is directed, let's say in our being towards certain behavior, physical behavior, it is guidance in the sense that we are responding to something in existence that we hear, listen, feel, and then respond accordingly. But there is a conscious guidance, perhaps it's another level of guidance, but the birds as they're flying, they do need guidance, but on the bodily level, there's still some form of guidance.
What?
which is
automatic in it, inwired
Right.
in it. They don't need extra guidance. It's already in
right,
it.
right.
It's already included in it.
Mhm.
It's already included in it. What we have been saying, it's already included in it. For example, do you need encouragement that we have to search for extra food? No, it's already there. Everybody, without any guidance from outside of the universe, if you like, without any guidance, everybody is running to make their life more and more comfortable automatically. No one needs to be encouraged. Extra. When you're hungry, do you need to be encouraged to eat food, to eat the best food, the most delicious food? No, you look for it automatically. That is what guidance means, extra. Because it is already there, it is already there. You don't need extra guidance. You are created with guidance in it. That is why this civilization just spoils the level of guidance, just manipulates the level of guidance. Human body, still not humanity. Humanity is completely ignored in education system. In secular education, humanity is completely ignored. For example, if you hear that, oh, you have to help each other.
Mhm.
You see that? You know, this education system is teaching us how to socialize. It is already there. What they want to do, they want to manipulate it as they want. For example, in some places, alhamdulillah, thank God, in America, they don't explicitly do that. They implicitly do it through media or other maneuvering tools of certain people or certain audience. That is something heinous going on. But generally, human beings in this society, I want a comfortable life, peaceful life in my neighborhood, don't you? Do you need to be taught? You know, to live in a peaceful society is better for you. Do you need to be taught this? It is already there. I prefer nice locations, beautiful garden. It's already there. I automatically do it. I don't go and take a course how to make my life more comfortable. But because we are spoiled bodily, we need to be restrained. That is what you may mean. Don't eat fast food or ready food from the manufactured food, processed food. Yeah.
Factory food.
But this is just reducing the corruption, making it mess. Some good people are trying to teach you, to save you from being completely exploited. Otherwise, I know I prefer to eat healthy food if I'm not indoctrinated, directed to the trash, how do you say it called? Junk food. Yeah. Even human beings, this civilization so much corrupt, they are teaching animals, domesticated animals, to get used to processed food. Why? Spoiled, corrupt.
It's a big business.
Sorry?
It's a big business also.
Yeah, big business. Pet animal food is a big, huge quadrillion business. Corruption.
It reminds me, there was even a bakery when I went to visit in Texas, just dedicated for the dog pastries. Yeah.
Animal bakery.
Yeah, just for animals. I thought it was for humans, but I said, what? This is just for dogs. It was Jack. Do you remember that one?
Yeah. It looks good though.
You know, not only that, we have to wake up. We have to wake. I'm not saying you, all of us, we have to wake up. Not only human beings' real needs are completely ignored and as if imprisoned. As if imprisoned. What does it mean? If someone mentions the God or something, how the universe is really organized for us, or this kind of things, and talk about something which addresses the needs of spirit, they are kicked out from education system. How do you say how, I don't know which kind of word to use for these people. I mean, I cannot say only wild, more than this. No human quality at all. I mean, they don't have it, but completely corrupt human beings. And they like corrupting others as well. They do that. That is what this civilization produces. We are reading what Quranic civilization teaches us, what we need, really. They deny the human needs. That's one thing, but it is not enough. They corrupt the animal needs for human beings plus domesticated animals. Ocean is not enough. How do they call this fish? What fish they have? Special farm.
Oh, farm fish. Yeah.
You see? Ocean is not enough. They preserve a specific place and feed with artificial processed food to animals and artificially produce them. So everybody says what processed farmed fish is cheaper than natural fish. Why? Less value, but more profit. Can you imagine the corruption level? It reminded me the verse in the Quran. Because of the corruption of human beings, the facade corruption has happened in the earth. Very interesting. There was no point 1400 years ago that the huge two-thirds of the world is water, oceans. Mm-hmm. Two-thirds of the world. Look at, it's not half, two-thirds. And there was no sign of it. Human beings could never, ever imagine that the oceans will be corrupted. Why don't you eat the fish caught in South Atlantic rather than go to North Antarctica? Why? Why are they more expensive? South is corrupted, polluted, yeah. Polluted with this
chemicals, waste. Yeah.
What is that? How is it called? So what waste? Atomic bombs they try. It is
radioactive.
Radioactive waste, but it's called something
nuclear.
waste.
Not nuclear. Nuclear.
Something waste, they say. Whatever it is, we know that because of this technology to kill people. I don't know what's going on in this. So because of this technology to kill people under the name of domination of national superiority,
Security,
to
superiority.
protect my nation, take over the sovereignty of other people, human caprices. And the Quran says, because of this, with the hands of human being, the corruption will take place on earth and on the sea, in the sea. Unimaginable, even 2 centuries ago, to imagine that the oceans will be polluted. Impossible. It is now. We have to be wake up, and we have to be very aware of it. So Quran comes, says your needs are animals. Good, we are perfect. We are perfectly adjusted, already hardwired. You don't need any extra teaching. Only don't corrupt. That's why Quran keeps saying, don't corrupt. That's it. You are perfect. Don't corrupt. But we need guidance in one sense. What is that? Human needs are not met in this world. Why are they there? Why do we have this desire of perfection, going beyond the limitations of universe, expectations for our future life, future existence? Everybody is worrying about death. Why do we worry about death? Why do we worry about death? We don't want to die. Why? What does it mean? What signs are there? Quran says, yeah, you need guidance to satisfy your human needs. Here is the guidance. So, shows the way. That is why we have to use the universe in order to reach the level, get the guidance from the Quran, the speech of God, or the guidance of the Creator. So use the universe as a tools to understand the value of it. The Quran will come, but universe definitely needs to be used to confirm this guidance. That's why the connection is so much interrelated. So very wisely, the author uses the Quran of the universe. We are the supreme sign of the Quran of the universe. The material side of the universe addresses and satisfies my animal side, but meaning side of the universe conveys, satisfies my animal needs, animal side. So we cannot separate them. But we have to understand that universe has 2 aspects. One aspect satisfies my human needs, doesn't need extra guidance. What's already there inside. Another aspect, meaning, satisfies my human needs, spiritual needs, and this meaning needs interpretations, explanations, how I can get it. For example, here is the book, but I need to be taught how to read it. I need teaching, right? I need teaching. Now, that is why the same book needs meta and also teacher to teach me how to read it. This civilization brought nothing but trouble for us. But what they discover, how the universe is working, must be utilized not only to satisfy my bodily needs, it is side production. Even if I don't study the universe in great detail, do you think I will be deprived of all my animal needs or some of my needs? No, animal needs. But it helps me to have better human life. But most important side of it, as they discover how the universe is working, can be and must be utilized in order to employ it to satisfy my animal needs, human needs, spiritual needs. That's what needs to be done, and the Quran is there to realize this need. It is the human beings are the center of the speech of the universe, and also receive the guidance from the Creator's speech. So we are the conversion point. Universe speaks, God speaks verbally, and I receive two of them and make sense of it within myself. It is harmonize it. That's why it is very important to take notice of how the universe works, study it, but don't aim at animal side. If you aim at animal side, it never has any end to get satisfaction, because without the human spirit is satisfied, animal side becomes endless. That is why corruption upon each other. Now they are trying to correct it because they understood that they are killing themselves out of their own caprices. They started establishing new institutions in the state in order to save the environment, right? And clean the dirt they made. They are just trying to clean up their own dirt. And they seem to be very humanitarian. This environmental work that are they are trying to protect the environment from what? Human caprices. Themselves, their own civilization. Buddhist civilization brought it. Not the Quran really brought this corruption. Quran is trying to divert the attention from endless animal needs in the human beings, because if you transfer the sense which is to be used to satisfy our human needs and deny the human needs, where do you use this feeling? To satisfy animal needs endlessly. That's called corruption. Ambitions, endless ambitions. It is very easy to see. No one can miss it. They cause problems, wars, and then they call human beings to help the victims of this, innocent victims of this war victims. Who is killing them? This civilization, uncorrupted people among them, trying to cure the wounds of corrupted human beings caused by human beings. But someone may say, rightly, but there are some so-called natural disasters Yeah, that's what human needs. Do we need to help the needy ones? When we help the needy ones, we get satisfied, don't we? That needs to be used there. When there's an earthquake, when there's anything that we don't like, yeah, I don't know, storms or however you call them, all their names, different names, hurricane or whatever they are. So this needs to be used there. That is a part of the training. But what is extra? War. What's going on in the world? People are suffering from natural problems, natural war, or people are suffering from these political problems, wars, political struggle, power problems. Which one is more really putting human beings in trouble? Which one?
Political ones.
Sorry?
The political ones.
Political ones. Human caprices. Very partial, we need this education reminder. Very partial disasters happen once a year in one part of the world. A village, two villages are damaged. We hear them because of this, I don't know, storms or whatever. But the war, millions of people. Now, Afghani people are looking for places to immigrate and run away. They are fed up with this war, all the innocent people, trouble. Every decade they have a trouble. I don't know why Allah keeps giving this trouble to these people there, because it's on a strategic position between two superpowers. Everybody can, because they are weak, everybody can exploit it. They cannot play the same game on stronger countries. Yeah. They cannot play the same thing in China. They will be in trouble. So Afghani people are poor.
Vietnam story.
Iraqis are poor. Yeah.
Like a Vietnam story.
Vietnam poor. People are poor. So let me put my military base here. No, I will put there because these people cannot defend themselves. While they are exploiting the poor people, they have a war on. You see, in between Ukraine, in between two superpowers, and war is there. Don't come to me. Keep there. These poor people can die. Doesn't matter. I can give you weapons to kill these people, both sides. So, you see, there is no mercy. That's no mercy. What's that? Human sense. Humanity. Nothing. People are trying to run away from there. No one says, no, don't come to me. Stay there and die. No, don't come to me. Stay in there. Human corruption, فساد لا ظهر الفساد في السماء ظهر الفساد في الأرض في البحر والأرض في البر والبحر بيد الإنسان كمان ظهر الفساد. Which is very interesting. It is really, they say, Quran is talking about human...
the spread corruption on earth.
No. Fetus, miraculous. No. These are miracles. This can be learned from animals. That's not really a strong miracle, sign of miracles.
30.
This is scientific sign of miracles now.
30:41.
Did you find it?
I think Suhail shared something.
Ah, okay. 31?
3041. Let's see. ظهر الفساد في البر
Yeah.
والبحر بما
Thank
كسبت
you,
أيدي
Suhail.
الناس
Yeah.
ليذيقهم بعض الذي عملوا لعلهم يرجعون. Corruption has appeared throughout the land and sea by reason of what the hands of people have earned.
Look at this
By the hand.
obvious miracle. By the hands of man. Corruption stuff. Yes.
So he may let them taste part.
31? No, I'm wrong.
3041.
3041. Okay. If you tell these people that the Quran tells this, they wouldn't believe that. Come on, this Bedouin, desert Bedouin Arab 1400 years ago will know that. No, you must edit later on. Something like that. They cannot believe. This is really an obvious miracle of the Quran that a human being can never imagine that a third of the world will be corrupted by human beings. And also earth. Most troubles are caused by these people.
Do you think that because not only in the Muslim world, but also with other books that are people call scriptures, because there's such a practice of taking a verse and making it apply to everything, like someone can make a scientific, claim out of this in the Muslim world. And I noticed this in the few of the Christian examples too. They take a part and they make it mean anything. And I feel that also loses its appeal when, like, for example, if one were to share this verse with someone saying that, look, this is something that is explained, or you see an evidence of it in the Quran around the corruption of spread by man on this earth, it doesn't have an effect or an appeal, partly also because I don't know, like people use scripture all the time to make any claim, and so it's
This is so obvious.
This perhaps
Ordinary Arabic speaking people can understand it. There is no, how do you say, interpretation of it.
right.
Some verses are really need to be interpreted because allegorical teaching, other metaphoric teaching or storytelling teaching. No, this was the Harad Fasad,
Yeah, it's obvious, but the thing is that when one says, "Oh, believe this because Scripture says so,"
no. That is simplistic. No,
right? Or just that because, like for example, like I think I personally don't. Like when someone says, "Look, there's scientific proof for something in the Quran," and then take the Quran to make some sort of prediction of some future.
They are correct. They are correct, but. That's why I said those kind of scientific interpretations, scientific explanations in the Quran, they may be interpreted this way or this way. Some of them may be open, and the Orientalists just use this as an excuse. But these people who write books about the scientific miracles in the Quran, etc., doesn't have this. The Harab Sadu fil Barr wal Bahru. Bima kesebet eydin nas. Why they don't see either they are made with scientific. This is nothing to do with scientific. This is just stating what the social reality is.
Mm-hmm.
That's straight language. You don't need to be interpreted. But what these heinous Orientalists do, and you are studying them, be extremely careful. So I have a good experience of them. So what they do, yes, We have to see the events here and go back to the Quran. And after seeing the reality in this world, we found surprisingly that there is a sign to this in the Quran. But these Hellenist Orientalists, which most of them are enemy of Islam, they are really enemy of Islam, but they don't say. They don't say, but they use the language in such a way that we understand. They hate Islam, but the political in Western world, all the Orientalists, education is what? Basically, political. We have to be very careful everywhere. The head of this political nifaq is Harvard. A sister went there and accepted for a PhD degree. Yeah, that's I'm in contact with her. What does she say? She's innocent, but as soon as she got excited, she got full scholarship yeah. From she's a very clever one. So from Harvard, she wrote, Ali, she's a Dr. Ali, brother Ali, I have been accepted all along. I said, congratulations, but. But watch out. Don't sell out your faith, your belief. Don't sell out your belief because of this degree that you will be proud of being among your native friends, a head of friends, like 10 people. And family relatives, who knows who you are? Your family relatives and how many people we have in this world. Don't sell out your religion because of this stupid concern. I didn't say stupid, but it's a stupid. Can you sell out your honor because of 10 people in this world? Is it really worth it? So who cares you are only your parents? You say, I've got a PhD in Harvard. So don't sell out. Why? Be careful. Write what you really believe if you are convinced. And she started writing the papers, you know. You have to write your academic papers for each semester. And she wrote, Professor, don't use this bias language. You are an academician, you are going to be an academic. You have to learn impartial language. What do they mean? Nursi writes quite a 10 pages, around 5-6 pages about this trick. To read the Quran as if a word of man. Academically. Sorry? Academically. Impartiality. Yeah. Yes, impartiality is important, but I'll speak today a lot, as usual. On Sundays, my speech. MashaAllah. So, I love it. So, what does it mean? When you criticize the Quran and take it as a human word, it is impartiality. When you use that, look, it may be a goddess word, let me check. It is, you are going to prove you are going to use it in order to justify your personal belief. But atheism is not personal belief. You understand the trick?
It's changing a little, but it's
changing. Don't be optimistic. No. There are some good people. There are innocent people. There are innocent people, very few, but the masterminds of Orientalist study, who is the establisher of the Orientalist study? Who conquered Egypt first? The first Muslim land conquered by French. 1899. Who?
The French or the British.
So very famous, Republican or general or
Napoleon.
sorry, Napoleon. Yeah. What he did, he wanted to go over the Mediterranean Sea. And first land needs to be conquered by Egypt according to his project. But Egyptian people, they know they are not stupid. He's a very, very very successful politician on the evil side. So what he did, he asked clever people, study Islam, find out how can they manage with it. They went there, oh, we are very interested in your culture. Assalamu alaikum. Right. That is the beginning of Orientalist study, right? Definitely. All these things that we have to be very careful. Innocent people are innocent. Orientalism is not innocent. Ultimately, all these innocent people's investigations are used for political purposes. You develop, you collect your material, they will utilize it for their own purpose. Many examples I have, many examples. It's not the place to talk about this center of facade, so forget about it. So, what is reality? We are living in this world. We see what's going on in this world, and we see some things, some traces of events happening in this world. And then when you go back to the Quran, when you start reading the Quran with a not biased mind, impartial mind. Some people do bias. You know, there are biased Muslims and there are biased atheists. But open-minded people, when they study the Quran, they see this verse, we studied, for example. What do you think these people will think about this word? This verse we just said now. These innocent people, the real open-minded, impartial people. Do you think Muhammad is possible to guess this? 2/3 of the world will be corrupted by human beings, and the land, 2/3 of the world, water and ocean. Land also will be corrupted by human beings. Air pollution. Yeah. Atmosphere, that's what they call global warming. Caused by what? Human. Balance is spoiled by what? Human beings. And the forests, how are they called?
Rainforest, yeah.
Rainforests, cut down by who?
Exploited.
Yeah, human corruption, human caprices. Nowadays, what are we doing? We are just really killing our lungs, the lung of the universe. They say the rainforests. Who's corrupting the environment? Now, humanist civilization, you see, we have in Department of Environment. We spent millions, billions on it. Hypocrisy. Go to the root. Corrupt the education. Hypocrisy. They have to do it because they understood that they are killing themselves as well. You see, there's nothing to do with humanism. It is just, again, they realize that I'm killing myself. Oh, I have to keep myself for my, again, self-benefit.
In this case, even if someone has not heard this verse, right? And it, for example, if someone is not familiar with this verse,
yeah,
or the Quran, right,
yeah,
in concept,
yeah,
in today's world, there is a understanding that yes, humans are at the root of destroying the environment and, like, you know,
corruption
in all sense of the word. So the significance of this saying that, okay, there is a verse in the Quran brought about at certain time, way before this has happened.
Impossible to imagine,
right?
Not to do. Imagine that may happen.
Right. So the significance of, let's say, turning one's attention to this verse, even though you can conclude on your own also that this corruption is caused by humans, it's obvious, you know, unless you are biased because you have a personal benefit towards this. So I'm trying to connect, like, in this moment, what is the significance of such a Quranic verse when you can understand that?
Okay, significance of it, it warns human being 1400 years ago, 1400 years ago, so that be careful about it. What the Quran says in other verses, that when you are taken into account, you should have no excuse. I didn't know. Somebody misguided me. I warned you, sir. Welcome to hell. Yeah. Well, no. For example, there are lots of social matters to discuss related to this subject. In civil life, even in secular civil life, not knowing the law is not excuse.
Yeah.
I didn't know that killing people was punishable. Sorry.
So this is a way of holding to account. Like it's a way to hold someone accountable.
Witnessing my spirit. So when I read this verse, what I feel now, for example, God is warning me, still warning me. Somebody is trying to recover good human beings. Still, some people are trying to declare war here and there and use old-fashioned weapons. They're out of what? Old models, how is that? Out of what? Out of date weapons, right? 10 years later, this mission is more than 1,000 or 1,000. Now, almost the cheapest one of this kind. 1,000. 10 years later, how much will it cost? Will it be?
50.
Zero.
Zero. Zero. They told me for my old telephone, I was so surprised. I said, can I, how do you say, rebate, not rebate, what you say?
Swap.
Swap.
No, during the old one, the dealers bring your
trade in, yeah.
Trade in. Can I trade my own? They look at that. If you leave it here, we will charge you for disposal. You will lose your money. Keep it better, man. But there is a box out there because they have some dangerous, environmentally dangerous material in it. Put there, so we will dispose it in a way that it will not harm the earth, like batteries. Batteries have some chemicals in it. It's very dangerous for the earth. Wherever battery is in the course of time metal side exposed, then that area no plant can grow there.
Mhm.
They are aware of it. Now they are trying to eliminate the effect of their, I mean the civilization. The civilization causes corruption, and the cure that some people try to make it less and less, rather than stop corruption. There, I don't know if people are happy with it or not, but I'm sure of this. Anyway.
So here is a comment. So here, would you like to speak?
Assalamu alaikum. Just quickly, one, I found it interesting that thought about this for a while about sort of room, chapter room from where this verse comes from. Others may disagree, but it's not surprising to me that the chapter is titled Al-Rum. That's one thing. The second thing is to Farah's question about, if human beings can come to that same conclusion, what does it mean? Like, what is the point of the verse? But to me, the point of the verse is that the second part where he says, لِيُذِيقَهُمْ بَعْدَ الَّذِي عَمِلُوا لَعَلَّهُمْ يَرْجِعُونَ, so that he may let them taste part of what they have done. An interesting just part, because if I think about, like, in terms of humanity, like the destruction of the environment, for what humanity has done, they still don't bear the great consequences of it compared to what the environment has to bear. For example, plants and animals have to, the consequences of human actions bear a small part of it, and that. But the point is to reflect and, what are human beings doing? What are we doing? What is the point of any of this? And does it mean something beyond itself? And as the Quran points out, that they have done, so perhaps they will return back to their sort of the state of what human beings are supposed to be, sort of their fitra, their what is the point of their humanity, and how are they operating in this world, and who owns this world, who governs this world, to whom does it belong to? And to me, that's the important aspect of the verse, because, as I said, no secular institution will make mention of that. That's not part of the concern. It's just that we need to save the world so that the next generations may not suffer the consequences of our actions, which is fine, but that's very temporal. It's a very horizontal relationship. There's no mention of him or a divine being or a source or a creator that's absent from that discussion.
Okay, so that's related to the second part of the verse that Suhail is making a comment on, that temporal in terms.
What I understood from what Suhail was saying is that first he said that Suhail, because Dr. Ali had a hard time hearing, I'm just repeating, and you're welcome to correct, that it's significant that the name of the chapter is Al-Rum, and you didn't elaborate further where that somehow the name is significant for the topic. And then he said that relating it to the second part of the verse, it shows that the point of, or the significance of the verse is to highlight man's connection to the divine, and the need to, through the reflection of this verse, or what corruption is happening on the earth, it's an opportunity for man to reflect on his created nature, and, or fitra, he used the word, and return, because I think it ends with the word yarji'un. Right. So
let us stop doing that thing.
I think he interpreted it also as man seeking a connection back to his creator, in reflecting or seeing this as a warning, as opposed to how the secular world looks at the destruction of the world only from the point of view of saving it for future generations, not
Oh,
from
yeah,
the point
yeah.
of connecting with the creator.
They are afraid of their own.
Like it's a
Wait, the future children, she's an excuse, because they may see that, yeah, also they want to perpetuate their civilization, continue. That's why not the secular, not the next generation, rather than the perpetuation of their own sovereignty. Like sultans love to transfer the sultanate to their son, grandchildren, exactly the same. Sultanate of this civilization wants to have the same power, or those people who are leading the political arena want to develop, continue by their own children and following generations. Not for the sake of your child. Who cares? Otherwise, they wouldn't do that. So the main point is, if no one talks about stop producing weapons, war weapons, no one talks about it.
I mean,
The wars are against war, but why the wars are happening, man? Out of the technology will be used. So the stocks must be emptied in order to put in new ones, right? Why do they keep gradually releasing the technology every 6 months, every year? Why do they keep changing it? This is ruthless. But we are victims of it. All innocent people, majority, 99% of the population of the world are victims of this 1%. When you come from the word to the Quran and get that, for example, when you see the miracle of the Quran, miracle of the Prophet, what do? You take it seriously. Because it's humanly impossible to explain this information. So, well, this source must be interesting. Let me take it seriously and study it. Because of this fear of this, fear of the Orientalists, because of this reality, what do they say? They interpret the verses to fit into what they say. Some people do. That's why the stupid people are being a prey or an excuse in the hands of these heinous people. Some people, without realizing, going into extremism in interpreting the things, twisting the verses, correct. But it doesn't mean that the other realities must be dismissed. So innocent people say, yeah, this is something extremism, right? Extreme zealousy, but there is fact behind it, cannot be denied. So I think what we started from
Quranic guidance.
Quran and the universe
and man.
Quran and universe addresses to human beings, and if you like, the beam comes from the universe, comes from the speech of the creator of the universe, and hits the prism of human beings, light appears. Do you see what I mean? That is why the supreme sign of the Quran of the universe, or Quran of the universe, yes. Supreme sign of the, the supreme sign of the Quran of the universe is human side of humanity, human beings. Now, it makes sense now. And that's why we have to see ourselves that we are exposed to two beams, light beams are coming. And I have to take both of them equally seriously. Use one of them to another, because both languages are really transferable. Human mind can transfer it. The sign language into verbal language into sign word language in the universe, and you can understand the sign words in the universe and confirm the verbal language of the Quran, and other way around, vice versa. That's human beings can do it. No other creature, maybe, but I don't care. But I am able to do that. So I have to utilize myself in this sense. Everything I am interacting with the universe, I must go and try to understand it through the guidance of the Quran and make sense of it for myself in order to satisfy my needs of my human side. That is what the purpose of human creation is for. And that's my function is. I have to see the value of my function and appreciate it.
Yeah. Needs of the human side.
Yeah, needs of the human side. Needs guidance. If there was no Quran, we cannot make sure our understanding of the universe, meaning of the universe, addresses to me, but hesitance. Quran, various ways, provides evidence to confirm what interpretation of the meaning of the universe is correct. So you can check both ways. And Quran is a teacher, if you like. Universe is a lab. Yeah. So what human beings do, combine two of them and realize it is true. And also what the news of the Quran comes to me, I apply it to my human life. It is fitting, 100% fitting and satisfying the needs. For example, when I believe in God, I get satisfaction, security in my existence. When I believe in angels, understand that there is angelic side of the universe, I understand that the universe is meaningful. Yes, correct. That's what belief in angel is necessary. So when I believe in the prophethood, yes, I need teacher. When I believe in the hereafter, yes, I need eternal happiness. And I need also to hear that those people who are killing hundreds of thousands of people nowadays, Ukraine, every 5-10 years, you see that there's a big war. Why? Regular base. Iraq, now recently, before Israel, Iraq, and then Iran, and then Afghanistan, and then Ukraine. You don't know what to happen, God forbid, in Pakistan, where, when. We have to be careful, but what are we going to do? Understand that this materialist, secular civilization is vicious. Oh, child, look for solution for your own salvation. Look for it. That is why we have to have also political consciousness, aware of it. But without Iman, without iman purposes, political consciousness keeps you gossiping about people. But I have to know, but when I see the corruption, not necessarily this politics party, this, it's stupid to spend on party. Beyond these parties, who are employing there, for what purpose? Why no one speaks about weapon production? They talk about hypocrisy, restrictions of, what is that, mass murder weapons.
Mass destruction.
Weapons
of mass destruction. Destruction,
mass destructions. Normals are still legitimate. They say, let's deal with this. Who is producing it? Them. The people who speak about restrictions are producing. Hypocrisy. We have to be aware of this general political picture rather than getting into daily news. Stupid puppets. Who cares about that data? Political picture is there. This civilization is corrupt. I have to look for solution. That's it. Otherwise, I don't get who's playing what. I don't know. No one knows. I bet you even the professor in political science in the best university, Princeton University, political science professor, I swear by God, he doesn't know what is going on behind the screens. He's guessing maybe from distance. This president of a country, this is nothing with the puppet. Nothing with the puppet. Why should I bother about what he says? Who cares about news? See, war is going on every 5 years in the world. That's enough. News, that's it, finished. I heard. I don't know what's happening. Ukraine, there is a war. That's it. That's expected because the world were a bit in peace for 3-4 years. That's enough, man. New productions are coming. What are we going to do with them? That is political consciousness. But spending time in video news, not video, come on, media news is just wasting time. To me, stupid, really. Study the Quran much better. Much better. You learn nothing, you just keep yourself busy for shaitanic plays. That stupid people, they don't know. Who cares about who's the president now? I don't know who this idiot is, I don't care. He's just a puppet, he cannot decide by himself. Why should I listen to what he said? Am I stupid to waste time on it? Come on. Man, we study.
Supreme sign of the universe of the Quran of the universe.
But this is important. Human needs. Are we aware of human needs? Become aware of it. You need it to save your life. And be careful. How do I satisfy? How should I satisfy? Be careful. Because we are indoctrinated, I'm wrapping up, we are indoctrinated that our needs are only bodily needs. That's the point. Our needs are bodily needs. Human needs are just imprisoned behind the screen. They are not talked about. They keep saying that we are trying to prolong the life of man. All right. Yeah, we are good people. No. No, don't cheat me. I need eternal life. What am I going to do? Staying here and being a subscriber of the hospital after 60 years of age, medicine, dependent on medicine, how many kinds every day I have to take it regularly, depend on and make my trust in medicine. Never think that these people are trying to make me dependent on hospital from 60 to 80 years, that I'm extending your life, yeah, and then using me. So taking all my retirement income into my
Medical expenses.
Medical expenses and insurance companies, the health insurance company, you're being a slave of this again,
Cycle.
the same pattern, repeated pattern. And then you say I'm 80 years old before. Who is 80 years old? Who lived 80 years old until the 80 years old? In 2 centuries ago, excuse me, sir, go to inland of China, they live 110 years without any medicine. What are you talking about, idiot? Corrupting and then correcting, trying to correct. And you think that, science is working for me, because it is really keeping my health. Yeah, practically, yes. But is it anything to do with your eternal need? Nothing. It has nothing to do with it. This trick, we have to be aware of it. It doesn't mean that we should abuse and we should kill ourselves after the age of 60, because we become really dysfunctioning, maybe dysfunctions in everything. So, kill ourselves? No. It is a sign that I have to watch out that I am made blind to my reality because of this apparent help presented to me. So know that you are a sign of the Quran of the universe, supreme sign of the Quran of the universe. You are so precious. Don't lose yourself with these irrelevant matters. To me, this is just a call to become aware of this, the reality of this civilization, secular life, secular education. Assalamu alaikum.
MashaAllah. Thank you.
So, I don't know. This is a political content, but belief is connected to this awareness. That is why I never get involved in daily politics at all, but what is going on in the world in general, we understand that we are denied our human reality. I have to wake up. It's a wake-up call. That's enough.
Go back to my human needs, my reality.
Yeah. We cannot do to stop these people. Be aware that not to get carried away by this consumer society. Be careful. Try to lead a modest life and take care of your life. Don't lose yourself in this worldly life only, but take care of your humanity. Satisfy your human needs. So especially take the revelation seriously. Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Bismillah.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alimul hakim. Akhiru da'wahum alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. بحرمة سورة الفاتحة.